Here we go.
Okay, this is a brief rundown of the storyline, the sequence of events. This is kind of like a script slash storyboard slash just example. So we start off with a city shot, street corner. We see a woman walking and we hear the voiceover saying, "This is my story, this is me." The person walks off and then we hear the voice saying, "No, that's not me, I'm down here." And then we see our tongue scraper in the gutter starts telling us the sad story, gives us the backstory. Who am I? What am I? Well, I'll tell you. I was a big product, and they were so excited when they unveiled me, and I was going to be the product of the year. We might have some like commercial kind of stuff in here too. Then they called into order. We talk about calling in products into manufacturing. I don't know how we'll do the factory stuff, but I'll figure something out. We might not need to do it. Orders were shipped out all over the world: London, Paris, France. And then we see this box get closed, taped shut, stamped with a label saying Knoxville, then shipped out to Knoxville. Drugstore, there's just people putting around. We hear the voice saying, just hung on the shelf for what seemed like forever. Everyone was buying the toothbrushes, the floss. No one was buying the tongue scraper. So I stayed here alone waiting for anybody to buy me. And then who comes along? This dope right here. And of course this idiot would buy anything, and he has to come along and buy this tongue scraper that he has no idea what it is. He takes it home, uses it once, and then the tongue scraper sits in the medicine cabinet unused while everything else gets used. And that was the tongue scraper's life, forgotten in the medicine cabinet until one day this guy comes in stumbling in the morning, hungover, or at night drunk, drunk, whatever, just totally inebriated, starts bumbling around, knocking everything, including the tongue scraper going into the toilet. And then the journey begins in the sewer, and then coming out a pipe again. Yeah, I'll figure out what exactly we'll do with this, but it winds up in the lake. The tongue scraper washes up on shore, which is at the park, which is like a riverside park in South Knoxville, where the boy pulls it out of the water, tries to figure out what it is, figures it's for blowing bubbles, starts blowing bubbles out of the tongue scraper, being deaf to its pleas and its cries of anguish to not be used that way. When the mother comes up screaming, "Don't touch that, you don't know what that is, get it out of here," she takes it from him, throws it through the air, where it lands on the nose of a skateboard that is going by. The skateboarder rides the skateboard, and we do sort of a fast action sequence with this, coming up to the city, where the skateboarder stops, flicks the board up, and flings the tongue scraper up into the air again, where it comes down at a nearby restaurant in the patio section, where we meet this snobby woman talking to the waiter about not having a spoon or having a dirty spoon, talking to her friend. The tongue scraper lands where the spoon would go, next to her soup, which she mistakes for a spoon without looking at it, puts it in her mouth, freaks out, demands that the waiter do something. The waiter comes by, quickly grabbing it, rushing it through the restaurant, through the kitchen to dispose of it, and then finally out the back door, tossing it into the alley with the trash. And then this is where we have our drunk girls stumbling down the alleyway, partying. They find the tongue scraper. They have a long conversation about what it possibly could be. Only one of them recognizes it as being a tongue scraper and tries to prove it by demonstrating how it's used. Starts to use it, puts it too far. That's a really gross picture. That is fur. That is fur on the tongue. It's really gross.
Ew, why would you pick that picture out?
It was like the only tongue scraping picture. I didn't want to use it, but anyway, the drunk person using the tongue scraper goes back too far and blah, vomits. And there was a lot grosser pictures of girls vomiting than that one, so be lucky I didn't use that. Vomits, they throw it down, or they throw it out into the street, where the vomit crusted the tongue scraper is found where it began to tell its story at the beginning of the film. And it is in this place where we see the hobo coming by, digging through trash, finding little treasures. Clean it with shine. Well, the girls will have the shine. I don't know. We'll get the shine in there somewhere. The hobo comes along, picks it up, carries it away, and then goes back to its hobo hut or basement or underneath a bridge or garage, wherever this hobo is going to have its home set up. Starts tinkering with it, doing things with it, building the model, and eventually we reveal the lovely church with the tongue scraper steeple, in which the hobo is so very proud, and the tongue scraper has finally found its purpose in life, and then that is where we end. That's the general rundown of the film, and this is just to be used as a reference, so everybody's got a clear idea kind of what's going on, and how everything's going to fit together, and hopefully this will be a good tool.